what we find. Tiny roads and changing skies. Come along for the ride. Hit like, subscribe, stay a while and share this time.
Holmfirth, here in the hills of West Yorkshire, is one of those places that somehow feels familiar, even if you've never been before. It's one of those little towns that seems to move at its own pace, not rushed, not trying too hard. Just proper Yorkshire stone buildings, winding roads, little cafés, and the sound of the river following you almost everywhere you go. And honestly, on an afternoon like this, it's hard not to slow down a bit yourself. So today, we're just taking a wander through the town. Nothing fancy, no real plan. Just as the channel name suggests, winging it, and seeing where the streets lead us. One of the first things you notice here is how compact everything feels. You can walk from one end of the centre to the other in no time, but somehow, there's always another little alleyway, or bridge, or street that you didn't spot the first time around. And every building seems to have a bit of history to it. A lot of these stone terraces date back to the textile boom years, when this whole valley was busy with mills and weaving. You can still feel that old industrial Yorkshire character in the architecture, but these days it's softer somehow. More cafés than factories now. Probably a good trade, to be fair. You definitely earn your steps in this town. Every road seems to slope in one direction or another. When you think you're walking on a flat street, then suddenly your calves start complaining. But the upside is you constantly get these brilliant views, especially when the afternoon light hits the stone buildings. Everything gets that warm golden colour to it. It's very photogenic for sure. Even when it's raining, which, let's be honest, is fairly often. There's also a nice mix of people here. You've got tourists wandering around with cameras, locals who clearly know everybody in town, cyclists stopping for coffee, and walkers heading out towards the hills. It's got that balance where it feels busy enough to have atmosphere, but never chaotic. Nobody's really in a rush, which is probably why walking videos work so well in places like this. You kind of get to borrow that slower pace of life for a while. One of our favourite things to do is just look at the little details here. Old painted signs above shop fronts, flower baskets hanging from windows, tiny bridges crossing over the river. The sort of details you miss if you drive through too quickly. Walking slows everything down enough to actually notice it. And I think that's why towns like this stick in people's memory. Not because of huge landmarks or famous attractions, just atmosphere. And the cafes here deserve a mention too. You can tell pretty quickly this is a town that takes tea and cake seriously. A dangerous combination for anybody trying to just go for a walk. Because every few minutes you pass another place doing giant scones, or homemade brownies, or sandwiches that smell far too good. By the time you've walked uphill for 20 minutes, you convince yourself you've earned all of it anyway. That's basically Holmfirth's fitness programme. And honestly, there's something quite nostalgic about Holmfirth. Even if you never lived somewhere like this, it reminds you of places from years ago. Maybe it's the stone buildings, maybe it's the independent shops. Maybe it's just because towns built around walking naturally feel more human. Whatever it is, it's hard not to like it. You can probably tell this place changes massively with the seasons too. I imagine winter here feels completely different. All foggy hills and pub fireplaces. And then summer probably brings everybody outside with ice cream and pints by the river. Right now though, this afternoon light feels perfect. Not too busy, not too quiet. Just enough life around to make the town feel comfortable. And of course, if you're walking around Holmfirth, there's one place a lot of people eventually end up looking for. Nora Batty's house. Probably one of the most famous front steps in British comedy. Even now, people still stop here looking for photos, recreating scenes from Last of the Summer Wine, or just stand there grinning because they've finally recognised somewhere they've seen on television for years. It's funny really. It's such an ordinary little Yorkshire house in a lot of ways. But that's exactly why it works so well in the show. Nothing flashy. Just proper stone terraces and steep steps. And somehow that made it feel real. You can almost picture Compo lurking around the corner, trying to impress Nora, while getting completely ignored in the process. The house is now a self-contained holiday let, featuring original props from the show. And as you'd expect, it's a very popular destination for fans. And as a result, it can become booked up very quickly. Unfortunately, the museum, themed around the show, part of which featured Compo's house, has now closed to the public. Just nearby, you've got Sid's Cafe too. Another massive piece of television history around here. And honestly, even without the TV connection, it's exactly the kind of place you'd want to stop on a walk like this. Warm drinks, proper Yorkshire portions, locals chatting away inside. It still feels connected to the spirit of the show. That's probably why so many fans keep coming back. Not just because they love the series, but because the town itself still feels like the world those characters lived in. That's the thing about Holmfirth. It feels completely wrapped up in the landscape. No matter where you stand, there's always a hillside in the background. Green in summer, dramatic in winter, probably covered in mist about half the year. And if you drive just 5 or 10 minutes outside the centre, you're straight into proper countryside. Dry stone walls, sheep fields, winding roads that make you question your sat-nav choices. Classic Yorkshire. One thing I really like here, it doesn't feel overly polished. Some towns lose their character when they become popular, but Holmfirth still feels lived in. You've got independent bakeries next to old pubs, locals popping into the post office, people carrying shopping bags home, uphill, looking slightly annoyed at the incline. It feels real, and places like this are getting rarer. As our time in Holmfirth draws to a close, we find ourselves not wanting to leave and wondering what else we'll see. Probably another steep hill, definitely another cafe, and hopefully a few more good views before the afternoon disappears completely. If you've ever been to Holmfirth, let me know what your favourite part of the town is, and if not, hopefully this little walk gives you a feel for the place. And even if you've never watched Last of the Summer Wine, you've probably seen clips of those 3 old blokes rolling down a hill in a bathtub, or getting into some kind of chaos. The show basically turned this town into a bit of a cultural landmark. And once you walk around here, you can see why they picked it. The steep streets, the old stone houses, the little corners that haven't changed much in decades. It already feels like a film set without even trying. You half expect to see someone cycling past on a vintage bike carrying a loaf of bread under one arm. And there's actually something quite touching about Holmfirth when you think about the people behind the show as well. Both Bill Owen, who played Compo, and Peter Sallis, who played Clegg, love this place so much they chose to be buried here side by side, which says a lot really. Actors work all over the country, all over the world sometimes, but Holmfirth clearly became more than just a filming location to them. It became home. Holmfirth is a part of British television history, woven right into the streets, the cafés, the hills, and the people who still keep that memory alive today. Thanks for watching.
If you're watching, then you're in. Let this little journey begin. We're just winging it to see what we find. Country lanes and city signs. Come along for the ride. Hit like, subscribe. Every step you're by my side. Come along for the ride. We're just winging it.